We're here in the northwest corner, the Norwell High School, the 1968 section, which was the topic of discussion tonight at the school board meeting, particularly the renovations going on, as you can see here. And we have Dr. Mills with us, who's going to explain some of the issues that have come up with this. Dr. Mills?
Yeah, what we're working on now is a qualified school construction bond project, $2 million project at Norwell High School in the A section. We are replacing the small brick, it's called brick veneer, because it's on the outside of the cinder block.
Okay.
What we would expect to find in the construction is that there would be an insulation value between the brick veneer and the cinder block. And this actually is the old insulation. And a hole has been busted out here about waist high, so about 3 feet high. And what we would hope to find is that the insulation from the top has fallen down into a big pile here.
Right.
We don't have a big pile of insulation.
You had mentioned earlier there should be about a truckload or something.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's an estimate, but
when we get to the bottom, this is going to be about a wheelbarrow load down here, and we would expect a truckload.
Right, from all the way up there.
You know, in difference to come out from up there. So that's a problem that we're trying to rectify in this remodeling.
Right.
As we also look, we are taking out these pilasters right here. These were really nothing more than decoration. So those are going to come out, and we're going to have a flat wall. But we're running into some issues that we didn't anticipate. One of them is the different style of cinder block around our openings, whether it's a door or it's a window. And the problem occurs as we go to put brick back up over the raised portion of the cinder block. We're not going to get any insulation value. And in fact, we're seeing some interesting areas where we even have some bricks stuck in between the bigger cinder block for support.
Okay.
Which in this type of a building, it's called a Butler building. It is very much like a warehouse.
Okay.
Type of construction. It was very inexpensive in 1968 when it was made, and then that's what you tend to see in items like this. It's not that we think the building is not structurally sound or won't be structurally sound, but it causes us issues like for insulation when we go back in.
Right.
Also, if you look up at the top where the roof is meeting the brick veneer and the cinder block, there's another cinder block that is resting. The roof is resting on it, and it also overhangs a couple of inches. Well, this is something we didn't anticipate, so as we're pulling down the brick veneer, as you go farther left, you can see all of that cinder block is now fallen out. So we're going to have to come back in with an additional fix to make sure we can button up the roof around over the top of the brick and the brick veneer. So
are you thinking more cinder blocks to kind of fill in where it used to be now, or?
I'm not an architect. I'm not into construction, so I couldn't tell you exactly how it's going to work.
But essentially, you're going to have to fill in that hole between the cinder blocks we see and the overhanging roof right there.
That's correct. We'll have to fill back in with that.
Now, you'd mentioned at the board meeting that there are contingency monies built into this project for such a thing. Do you know about how much you have available, and when will you know if that's going to cover this all?
Well, we have about 1 to 2% of money set aside for contingency.
1 to 2% of the $2 million, or?
Yes, of the $2 million. So we just have to get with our architect and draw up a fix and do a cost estimate of that. There would be a chance that we would have to tap into some of our capital projects funds to handle a fix like that, and we just hope that we don't have to do that.
Right. Now, provided all goes well, relatively speaking, you were saying within 5 weeks of today's date, Tuesday, June 21st, you're hoping to meet, what deadline was that again?
Well, we hope to have all of this project wrapped up within 5 weeks of today, which includes the roof. We are putting a new roof membrane on. We're taking off a ballasted roof. We're replacing all of the windows along the A section, and we have an area of brick that we still have to do on the south side nearest to the gym entrance.
Okay.
And along the outside corridor that goes into the main student entrance.